Severe storms cause major problems from the Gulf Coast to the Northeast. At least 11 people are dead. We'll have the latest now at 4.
3 people were pulled from this mobile home after it was blown over last night. And it looks like we're going to be tracking more showers and thunderstorms as we go into your Christmas Day. So don't let this sunshine fool you. It's about to get active, maybe even flood potential. We'll take a closer look coming up.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. It's Christmas Eve, but it definitely doesn't feel like it. Right now, it's 65 degrees in Lexington. The record high for December 24th is 68. Here's a live look at Triangle Park in downtown Lexington, where it's a beautiful afternoon. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell has a first look at your Christmas forecast, Jim.
And a lot happening. And right now, just coming down, a flood watch for torrential rain that could likely be rolling through parts of southeastern Kentucky as we go through Christmas Day and also into the day after. So it goes through the early morning hours on your Saturday. So a lot coming at us. I'll break that down a little bit more later. We're looking to the outside on our sky cam first, though, and you can see it's gorgeous out there, and it has been all day long with a lot of sunshine and very warm temperatures with those mid and upper 60s in some cases. We're at 65, as Jennifer mentioned, here in Lexington. You go down the road into Richmond, 68, 71 degrees right now in London. That is some impressive heat, again, because today is Christmas Eve. It's not the first day of spring. It's Christmas Eve, and we just started winter a few days ago. I know that's got some snow in that graphic, but I promise you'll not see anything close to it. Clouds increase for your Christmas Eve overnight forecast. We go into the day on Christmas, and there you see 61 with showers and thunderstorms back in the area. And as I mentioned, some heavy rain potential. We will track that flood watch. It's a hard thing to say this time of year with all the other stuff we've been having going on here with the weather world, but we'll track that and the rain potential coming up in just a little bit.
We'll see you in 15 minutes, Jim. A pre-Christmas storm system has wreaked havoc in the south, leaving at least 11 people dead and dozens injured. Meanwhile, the Northeast is experiencing temperatures well above the norm for this holiday. Karen Kafa has details on the unusual Christmas Eve weather in many parts of the country. It's our top story at 4.
Daybreak on Christmas Eve shed light on storm damage in areas southwest of Nashville, the result of a wave of weather that arrived Wednesday. It is not the kind of holiday anyone wanted.
Your heart just sinks, and it makes you feel terrible, and you want to just run and help do the best you can.
An unusual Christmas-time system brought severe storms to Tennessee and Arkansas and a deadly tornado in northern Mississippi. A twister that started there may have been on the ground for 150 miles, according to the National Weather Service.
Go right over me. Uproot trees, cut trees in half, and I don't know why I'm still standing here talking to you.
Hit especially hard the community of Holly Springs and surrounding Marshall County, where a 7-year-old boy was killed in a car with his family.
The smaller the community, the more people you know. As the emergency responders here, you're going to deal with your family, your relatives, people that you meet and greet every day on the street.
Forecasters believe the greatest threat to the region has passed. The risk of severe storms lower, but more rain expected. Meanwhile, in the Northeast, last-minute travelers in cities like New York and Washington have experienced spring-like temperatures in the 60s and 70s, but under some clouds and a little rain. I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
Here in Kentucky, one of the hardest hit areas is Pendleton County in northern Kentucky. The National Weather Service has just confirmed that an EF1 tornado touched down south of Butler last night. The high winds blew over a family's mobile home, flipping it down an embankment. Victor Puente talked to the couple who survived the terrifying experience.
Emergency management here in Pendleton County spent today surveying damage from last night's storm. That includes this home that toppled over with 3 people inside. One of those people told me he didn't remember the home going down the hill, but he does remember trying to get his wife and sister-in-law from inside once it stopped rolling. Emergency management said a neighbor called 911 and the home was on its top when help arrived. One of the women inside was stuck beneath a roof truss that had to be cut off of her. Despite the damage to the home, all 3 had non-life-threatening injuries, but were taken to a local hospital. They've since been released. Just down the road, a historic church had its roof torn off.
The man who oversees that building told me this is at least the third time it's blown off. The man who lived in that mobile home came back this morning with some family members to help pull what he could from the debris.
If it wouldn't have been for that electric pole and my propane tank and my shed that I had there and that walnut tree, we'd have been in the lake down behind the house. Probably wouldn't have survived the drowning.
Emergency management tells me a second mobile home was knocked over last night. They said that home on Fardo Road wasn't occupied. In Pendleton County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Arthur says they'll be staying with his daughter until he's made arrangements with his insurance company. Lexington's emergency management director says he's still trying to figure out why several tornado sirens went off last night. We know one in the Masterson Station area and another along Tates Creek Road. John Bobel says the severe thunderstorm chimes should have gone off instead. He says because of the holiday, it'll take a few days to figure out what went wrong. The Fayette County coroner has identified a woman killed in a crash. The victim is 20-year-old Sarah Ramirez. She was a passenger in a car hit by a semi last night on Winchester Road near I-75. Lexington police say the vehicle she was in pulled out in front of the semi. That driver was taken to the hospital. We'll have more on this crash on WKYT News at 4:30. And we're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. Sheriff's deputies have arrested a couple they say lived with their children in horrible conditions. The Whitley County Sheriff's Office charged 39-year-old Deanne Walker and 51-year-old James Walker with child endangerment. A Whitley County social worker says she went to the Walker home on River Road to give the children Christmas gifts and check on the home, but she says the couple tried to leave with the children without talking to her. A deputy later showed up at the home and says he found it infested with roaches. Investigators say there was also cat urine throughout the home. The children are now with social services. We'll have the latest on that situation on WKYT News coming up at 5 o'clock. If you're in need of a miracle this Christmas, the Salvation Army wants to help you out. The community is invited to drop prayer requests and donations into the Red Kettle during its Miracle on Main Street event today. People can stop by the downtown location and drop donations or prayer requests into a very large red kettle.
So it doesn't make any difference if I know them or not. I can pray for a name, and I can just almost picture them in their home or wherever they are or in a hospital, and I can see God coming close to them and being near to them at this time.
Today is the last day of the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. They're still about $25,000 shy of their $350,000 fundraising goal. We'll have more on the Miracle on Main ahead on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. No shortage of folks out today trying to take care of that last-minute Christmas shopping. We stopped by Fayette Mall today. It was packed with folks trying to mark off the final names on their gift lists. Officials at the mall say that by this time of the day, it's mostly men doing the shopping.
I guess I'm last minute shopping, but this is my style. I like to shop the week of. Catch all the deals and get it out the way so it can be done by Christmas Day.
And if you plan on going to Fayette Mall today, you better head that way soon. The mall closes today at 6. We'll take you there live coming up on WKYT News at 5:30. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, all my shopping is done. Back to you.
Stocks posting strong gains for the week, despite the Dow ending the day down. It fell 50 points to close at 17,552. The Nasdaq picked up 2. Hyatt Hotels says it's been hacked. Now it's telling customers to monitor their credit card statements. The malware used was found on Hyatt Hotel computer systems used to process customer payments. The Chicago-based resort chain is working with outside security experts to try to figure out what happened. Hyatt has not yet confirmed whether any sensitive information was stolen by hackers. Stores are hoping last-minute shoppers will put them in the black this holiday season. If you're one of the procrastinators, you could be in for some big deals. Weijia Zhang takes a look.
I love this color.
Janice Kelly is on a last-minute shopping mission in Georgetown.
I make sure I got up very early and did what I had to do, hit Starbucks, and then and then came here.
She's scrambling to scratch all the names off her Christmas list with less than 24 hours to spare.
Well, I'm out of time, but I'm always procrastinating. And really, I always think that I'm going to get a better deal on Christmas Eve.
Stores are offering steeper discounts this holiday season compared to last, and some of the best sales are going on right now. Many items are selling up to 40% below their prices on Black Friday.
It's going to be super busy. We're opening a little early. We have all our registers open so that we're like super prepared for whatever comes our way.
The National Retail Federation says 40% of holiday sales happen in the 10 days before Christmas. Holiday spending is expected to grow 3.7% this year. Sales are expected to top $630 billion. Mother Nature is playing an unexpected role.
This year, these extraordinarily warm temperatures on the East Coast are really having a material effect. There's great deals on, coats and gloves and scarves.
The warm weather here also makes it easier for shoppers to get around, so they can focus on crossing the Christmas finish line. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Washington.
Retail experts say jewelry, clothing, and shoes are among the items with the deepest discounts compared to last year. Well, Jim, here's something very important to all the children out there right now. We are tracking Santa with the help of the North American Aerospace Defense Command. NORAD tracks Santa as he makes the rounds around the world. It all started back in 1955 when a media advertisement directed children to call Santa, only the number was misprinted. Instead of reaching Santa, the phone rang through to the crew commander on duty at the Continental Air Defense Command Operations Center. NORAD has carried on the tradition since 1958, and you can track it right now on WKYT.com. Santa has delivered more than 3 million gifts, and he's in Africa right now.
Oh, he's going to keep coming. I talked to them a little bit earlier, and we're going to have that later on in the show. I talked to the lieutenant commander, and she says that he should be in our area between 9 and midnight tonight. So,
oh, good to know.
Go to sleep right now.
That's right.
It'll come quicker.
That's right. Well, many churches will celebrate the birth of Christ with special Christmas Eve services.
And Deanne Stevens is out and about today at Central Christian Church in downtown Lexington with more. Hey, Deanne.
Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. We are here at Central Christian Church. We're here in just a few minutes. The doors will open. A very special invitation for you to come celebrate Christmas here. They've done this for years. Special services. First one's at 5 o'clock. Pastor David Shirey is with us, and this is a special, special night for so many folks.
It's my favorite night of the year, Deanne, and at 5 o'clock we'll have our family service, what we call our walk-in Christmas pageant. Children can dress up in any of the characters of the Christmas story that they want to, and during the service we invite all the children to come forward and gather around the manger.
You said this is a come as you are service, a special night for anyone to come through that door. You don't have to be a member here at Central.
Oh, absolutely not. This is a night that's open to everyone in Lexington, so there's plenty of time to come on down and join us, either 5 o'clock for the family service or 11 p.m. for the candlelight communion service.
Love that candlelight service, the one at 11 o'clock. You do a lot of Christmas caroling, a special night for many people.
Well, exactly. The great Christmas scriptures interspersed with the Christmas carols, and both services end with Silent Night and Candlelight, which is Christmas for me.
Yes, it is. Well, 4:30, doors open, so just in a few minutes. 5 o'clock is the family service, as David mentioned, and 11 o'clock tonight as well. We have the special Kids Sing Choir from Central Christian Church with a special treat for you tonight.
Look down where
Come enjoy the services here at Central Christian Church, located downtown Lexington, 5 o'clock and 11 o'clock tonight. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
It's time for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Chipotle is changing the way it prepares its food after an E. coli outbreak sickened dozens of customers. The food chain will begin modifications, including blanching onions and using pre-shredded cheese at locations to minimize the threat of foodborne illnesses. The company says the changes will not compromise the way their food tastes. It's good news for parents, may be bad news for children who want to bypass those parental controls on smartphones. A New York Times tech reporter tested parental controls on various cell phones and found the Apple iPhone beat Android phones when it comes to parental controls that restrict a child's ability to view adult content and delete apps before a parent finds out what they're doing. The Transportation Security Administration has issued a new rule for airport security screening. TSA screeners can now force anyone to go through body scanners, even if they want to opt out. Before the change, passengers could choose a full-body pat-down instead of the body scanner. A TSA spokesperson says the scanner does not store personal information and improves threat detection for metallic and non-metallic objects that a pat-down might miss. The change comes amid heightened security concerns about terror plots on commercial airlines.